Bootsy came over from across the street, and they dragged the large sheets of plywood from a round front from SJ's backyard shed, along with his roofer's ladder. Each window had a special technique for attaching the plywood, depending on how the window was exposed to potential winds and flying objects. A few sheets had been stolen from the back of his truck earlier that year, so he had enough to cover only the most necessary windows. The ones on the side facing downtown and the canal he left open because that side was protected somewhat by Mrs. Gray's house. They put up the specially fitted ones on the lee side on the second floor camelback with hooks that could be disengaged from inside. Then they went to Bootsy's and secured his place as well as they could. It was a less complicated job as it was only one story, low to the ground. When they were finished with Bootsy's, they looked in on Mrs. Gray, who was being picked up in an hour or two by her son, who would take her to the home of some cousins in Laplace. S.J. assured her he'd keep an eye on her place. They made a few more rounds and then around 1 o'clock stopped into Happy Shop over on North Claiborne to get a sandwich. Min, the owner, was outside hammering up wood. "Close at noon," he said over his shoulder at their approach, meaning the store was closed. Then, seeing who it was, he nodded twice to himself and climbed down, saying, "Mr. J, you leave?" "Nothing to leave for, Min. Can we get a sandwich?" Shaking his head, Min preceded them into the darkened store, muttering to himself in Vietnamese. "Oh, we got ham sandwich, rye bread, cooler shut down." "Put some mustard on mine, Min," Bootsy said. "Brown mustard if you got it. Where you stay at for the storm?" "Only French yellow mustard. We stay Cousin West Bank," Min said. When they had their sandwiches, Min said he would put it on account. He had to hurry, and S.J. and Bootsy thanked him and walked down the street together enjoying their sandwiches. "I love a goddamn ham sandwich, Jay," Bootsy said. "Only thing I like better be a liver cheese sandwich and a big shot pineapple soda. I wish they had the brown mustard, though." They walked along slowly, the occasional car passing on North Claiborne. They've talked about the Saints game Friday night, about this and that. "Lucy staying by you?" Bootsy asked. "Yes," S.J. said. "I put up some wood by her house earlier." "Man, you were here for Betsy?" "I rescued people in a boat with my daddy." Bootsy said. "We was in Kenner." Of course, being significantly, he took pains to articulate the word despite the sandwich still in his mouth, "younger than you. I have less memory of those days." There was a 2-year age difference in Bootsy's favor, which was a reliable source of pleasure for Bootsy when things got slow. Poker-faced, nodding slightly, S.J. replied, "And it is impressive how you managed to put on so much more weight than I have in such a limited time. Look here, I still got my hair, gray as it is." They walked along North Claiborne, laughing occasionally, until they had finished the sandwiches and thrown the wrapping paper away in a garbage can at the corner of Rains Street. They walked the neighborhood streets through all the memories, which did not need to be spoken of because they were in them. The day was starting to cloud over just a bit. Around 3 in the afternoon, Lucy came over to S.J.'s house and they watched the television some. S.J. made calls to his crew members and a few other people to make sure they were okay, told them to come by his house if they lost electricity. Around 6 o'clock, S.J. fried up some fish, and he and Lucy got ready for the weather to roll in.